Oh, hi. Good evening all. Neil Marshall, Marlow Town Councillor and Buckinghamshire Councillor as well, Chairman of the Planning, Environment, Transport. I've been a Marlow Town Councillor for over 20 years now, focused mainly on the planning side, the technical side. I've also done various roles at Wickham District Council, Chairman of the Planning Committee, Vice Chairman and Cabinet Member there, and now various committees on the new Buckinghamshire. That's enough of that from me. Right, moving on. Sorry, I've lost my notes now. Hang on. So, looking. Okay. Right, there. So, across the UK, air pollution is a success story. Virtually all kinds of air pollution have been greatly reduced over the past 50 years. Nitrogen dioxide is a partial exception and continues to be a problem in densely built up areas, with the primary cause being motorised road traffic. All combustion processes produce nitrogen oxides, or NOx. These oxidize in the air to nitrogen dioxide, or NO2. NO2 has significant human health impacts. Scientists have calculated that exposure to high levels of NO2 shortens the lives of thousands of people in the UK. For this reason, maximum levels of NO2 in the air are prescribed by law, with the most important limit being an annual average of 40 micrograms per cubic metre. Monitoring carried out by Wickham District Council over the past 7 years showed that levels in Marlow Town Centre exceeded this, and in 2018, the District Council put Marlow Town Centre into special measures by declaring it an Air Quality Management Area, or AQMA, and publishing an Air Quality Action Plan, including 25 measures to tackle the problem. The District, now Unitary Council, continues to monitor NO2 levels in Marlow Town Centre. It publishes annual air quality status reports, enabling us to see trends in NO2 pollution over space and time. Now, looking in a bit more detail at the NO2 pollution in Marlow, we can see that average levels across the 15 monitoring stations that have returned data since 2013, there is an improving trend. This is shown in the dark blue line. And that was the one that tracked the various stations, the NOx emissions. The blue line, the average, and the yellow line, the worst. Right. So next slide, please, Nick. Terrific. So looking at NO2 levels by street, we can see that the problem is concentrated in Chapel Street and Spittal Street. That's the blue and turquoise lines. NO2 levels in West Street and High Street, though they are both inside the AQMA, are now well below the legal limit and still declining. None of the monitoring stations in streets not in the AQMA, that's the dotted lines, show pollution above the legal limit. Next slide, please, Nick. So, Marlow Town Council adopted its Clean Air Plan in March 2020. We did so even though the higher council tiers have primary responsibility in this area, because illegal NO2 pollution is clearly Marlow's most pressing immediate environmental issue, and we believe that the Town Council should play an active part in solving it. Our plan is meant to complement and add to the efforts of Buckinghamshire Council in this area, and to influence its actions and those of other stakeholders with a power to make a difference. Our headline objective is to take or ensure others take steps to cut pollution so that legal levels of NO2 in Marlow are eliminated by monitoring year 2025, data for which will be reported in 2026. If we are successful, then the Marlow AQMA could be revoked as early as 27 or 28, and we will have helped to make Marlow Town Centre a substantially healthier place for residents, retailers, road users and visitors of all kinds. The plan sets out 5 action areas on which the Council intends to focus. Next slide, please, Nick. The first action area is promoting walking and cycling. More active transport in Marlow could help bring down traffic levels and associated pollution. As part of its COVID secure plan for the easing of the coronavirus lockdown, the Council is placing new bicycle platforms in the town centre, aimed at encouraging more people to cycle in rather than drive. In the coming months, the Council wants to take forward a wider pro-walking and cycling initiative in association with Buckinghamshire Council and the whole Marlow community. Through this, we want to discover what are the key barriers and opportunities, helping guide investment funds being made available by central government to the changes that can have the greatest impact. The second action area is reducing vehicle journeys in the town centre. The Council will encourage drivers to avoid trips in the town centre wherever possible. It will investigate possibilities around park and stride facilities for trips to the town centre. It will promote usage of the bus services that serve Marlow town centre. The third is encouraging eco-driving. Vehicles produce more nitrogen oxides at higher speeds. At the Council's request, Transport for Buckinghamshire has already introduced an advisory 20-mile-an-hour zone in the town centre. The Council has also created its own advertising banner that can be hung on Spital Street, asking drivers to keep their speed low and level to cut pollution. The fourth is encouraging cleaner vehicles. The Council has no direct powers and little influence over the vehicles people choose to drive. But because the transition to low NOx vehicles is the biggest single way that NO2 pollution is going to be cut, it will communicate this to the Marlow community where possible. The Council is also strongly supportive of Buckinghamshire Council efforts to increase the number of electric vehicle charging points around the town. The fifth and final area is improving street ventilation. The morphology of Marlow Town Centre is largely fixed for obvious reasons. Nevertheless, the Town Council will take air pollution very much into account in its role as a statutory consultee for planning applications, including advocating vegetative green walls which can absorb pollution where appropriate. Thank you very much. That's all from me.